Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Today is February the 21st, 2022. Good morning to you. Good morning. Who's in the building? Who's in the building? The sun is coming up. Who is in the building? Oh, it's Lisa Taylor. Good morning to you, Lisa. Good morning, sexy grandma. Good morning to you. How are you today? Sexy grandma, how you been doing? How you been feeling? Gloria, good morning to you. I love to see you guys come in. Wow, Gloria. Been thinking about you. Lisa Taylor, Lisa. Good morning to you. How you been doing, Lisa? You know my best friend when we were kids, her name was Lisa. Yep, oh Lisa. Boy, that girl was something else. She had the best hair ever. And she just put water on her hair and she'll go. She had the hair. She cut all her hair off and she still was cute. You know what I'm saying? She didn't like long hair. Her hair grow no matter what. She just cut her hair off and she just put grease and water on her hair and she got a little jerry curl. She said she liked that way. She said, you know what? It's it's been it's it's been a trying day. Yesterday was like, oh, stress. That's how I've been doing. But I'm going to just chalk it all up as good. I'm not gonna complain. I done already vented, so that's how that goes. Sexy grandma says I'm doing okay. Legs still giving me a fit, but overall, I good. Thanks for asking. You good? All right. All right. Well, I got some things that I could complain about, and boy, do I got some things I can complain about. But and I was feeling a little down yesterday. I really was. And in all reality, I probably have all the rights in the world to complain. And I can go on for hours and hours and hours. But I ended up going to work last night. And so my client on Sunday nights, I told you guys they're moving out of state. So I'm losing that client. That's why I picked up this full-time client at another company. So my money won't be so terribly disturbed. And matter of fact, it's going to be a lot better. But I only have a Sunday off. And I thought I was going to be working next Sunday, but I think she told me that they're going to pack up Thursday and be gone Saturday. So I'm like, I think that's my last day was just last night for Sunday night. So that's cool. And you know what? I don't get mad about that situation. I didn't get mad about that situation at all. I'm gonna miss the little girl. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's so beautiful. If you guys seen it, y'all would say, oh my goodness gracious. Pooh Bear ain't got nothing on this little girl. They look like they could be brothers and sisters, but I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, um, mm-hmm. But she got a lot of complications and everything, but she is sure growing. She got a lot of complications. Anyway, and she's on a vent, you guys. So I've been working with that family since she came home from the hospital. About maybe she was maybe a month old. She's now wanting some change. She'll be 2. I think she'll be 2 in August. So, you know, other other 1 year olds going on 2, they're walking, crawling, and all of this other stuff. I mean, she can't do none of that. But the reason why I wanted to tell you guys, I'm not gonna mess around with the HIPAA law. But what I wanted to tell you was, so I've never had any problems with this baby. I mean, she's a hard case, very high skilled, and like when she first came home, it was difficult trying to get a routine and figure out what was all going on. Everybody's scared because she could stop breathing at any given time or whatever. But I mean, this baby is fighting for her life every single day. Every single day. And so I was talking to her last night and I was like, I'm gonna miss you. And, she just looks at me and, I'm gonna miss you, and I don't think she knows, they're moving and she'll get a whole new set of nurses or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure they got a plan because she's got 24-hour care, which they need a nurse every minute of the day. And but anyway, like I was saying, she fights every day to live another day. Every day, you guys. This child can't walk, can't talk, can't eat, can't even breathe on her own. Well, she does breathe on her own, but just in case she don't, we have the machine that will do it. So anyway, to make a long story short, hey Freddie, what's going on? Hey Carol, how you doing? Hey Lisa Calhoun, good morning to you. Hey Ruby Turner, how you doing? Good morning to you. This little girl, like I said, I never had no problems. 2 times last night she stopped breathing. 2. One about 2 something, and then one about 4 o'clock, 4:11. Matter of fact, I can tell you exactly what time because I had to write notes on it. What happened, what I had to do. I mean, I got to the point of going to go wake up the mother and say, call 911 and bag her. If you guys understand what I'm talking about, But I handled it. I handled it, you guys. I didn't think nothing of it. I just did what I was taught, did what I know as a mother. And not one time, I mean, yeah, I'm a little scared, when it happens. And, I was rolling in the back of her head or whatever. And I'm like, oh, crap, here we go. You know what I'm saying? And my heart gets to racing. At that given moment, all I know is survival. Like, I got to keep this baby breathing. And do I even have time to go wake up the family and tell them to come and help, Which they way on the other side of the house. So that just takes away time from her breathing. But trust and believe, I've ran with babies before and knocked the wind out of them, picking them up, grabbing them. I mean, I grabbed them so hard, I knocked the air in the little boy that I take care of on Friday and Saturday. He's like, he wasn't breathing. He was turning blue, and I unplugged everything, snatched him up because I wasn't gonna leave him there, go get the family, and then come back to him. I snatched him up because hey, I might have to do some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and you need to be calling because we need to get him to breathing, and we want that oxygen to stay to the brain. So we ain't got time to think about nothing else and who's naked and who knows what or whatever. But like I said, I picked him up. I'm talking about the little boy now. When he went through his little situation, And I went running through the house, got to the mama and was like, hey, he's not breathing. And I mean, like I said, when I picked him up, by the time I made it to the door and said, hey, he's not breathing, he was so scared, I knocked the wind in him. And he let out this big old cry. It was a good sound to hear. Oh my God. When he let out that cry, you would have thought that, you know, the cavalry was coming. He screamed so loud, like like he knew he was a goner or gonna be a goner. Or now, it had not been a nurse there, it would have been a Sid case. He would have died in his sleep and nobody would have even known or whatever. But so you can count that as, I saved another life. But anyway, um what I was gonna tell you guys, I knocked the wind into him when I grabbed him up and took off running. Like I said, when I finally made it to the mama's door, you know, he was breathing on, he was screaming. And so the mother reached out her arms and everything, and so, cause he was screaming, he was hollering and screaming, and cause I was handing him to her as he was screaming, and then she went to the couch and she was like, "Oh, baby, 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 you okay, you okay?" And she was looking at him and stuff, and he's just screaming. I mean, he's hollering at the top of his lungs. He's like, ah, 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 and he was about two years old when that happened. Oh, let me think. No, 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 no. He was still new. He was probably about one. He was about one. He couldn't walk. All these babies is gonna be delayed anyway. So, but nevertheless, I was standing there, and I was just so happy to hear that hollering. I was just standing there admiring him, and then she was trying to calm him down, and he was fighting. He was fighting with the mama, and guess what? He wanted me to hold him. He reached his arms out for me to hold him. And the mama was like, "Oh, he wants you." And that's why I'm so connected to the child that I go to on Friday and Saturday. But anyway, I know she didn't feel good about that, but she knew that her kid was bonded and connected. And I've never had problems with that family. It's like, you know, you catch COVID, they catch COVID, whatever, whatever. They was like, whatever, SP's gonna make the right decision. She ain't gonna come if she thinks that baby can get it. And you know what? I was just like, I'm off for a week. She was like, that's fine. Because, if she feels like she can come to work, she can come to work. I'd be like, I'm off for whatever, you know. But last night, I didn't have to wake up the family. Both times I got her to start breathing. Sometimes you gotta, you maybe there's a mucus plug or something, and you gotta hit them in the back to make them, because they don't have that swallowing technique everybody else have, that it just comes by, you know it just comes naturally. Some kids get it, some kids, they don't know to swallow, they don't know how to cough, they just don't know. So anyway, I had to get that mucus plug up out of there, and I did. And I wasn't nervous or anything like that. Now, I did get a little jittery for a minute because I was like, okay, do I got enough time? Because my thinking is like boom, 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 real quick. Like, do I got enough time? Do I call 911? Do I run, go get the family? What do I do? I'm not sitting there going, what do I do? I'm acting as I'm working on the child, but I'm looking at, okay, how long this been, and is she getting better, or is it getting worse, or is she getting a breath or anything? She's turning blue, or eyes is rolling in the back of her head, whatever, whatever, whatever. But So I'm not nervous. I just need for her to breathe. And I thank God that she did. So what I'm trying to say is we take a lot of stuff for granted, even in our troubled times. And we adults, we done grew up, did our kid, played games, stole penny candy, played jumping jacks, double dutch, jump rope, swinging on the handlebars and all of that, and the uneven bars and the merry-go-round and kickball and swimming and riding bicycles, dating, partying, having kids, being in a marriage, divorce, buying cars, get this job, get that job, and we just so freely with it. We're just so freely with how we go in every day, like it's a given. And and there I am trying to assist this baby to breathe, and she's fighting to breathe. And she just one in some change, 1 years old, and it's not that easy. Can't read, can't write, can't even understand. Just look at you. That's all she can do is look. Hope you make the right decision. People depend on us to make the right decision. And in anything you do, you ain't got to be a nurse. You can drive a bus. But people trust you to make right decisions. Especially when it comes to other people's children and other people's lives. It ain't even got to be about kids. It can be just your kids. It could be about your family. Making right decisions. Some people have a choice and some people don't. They have to trust that you will make the right decision. And we take it for granted. Oh, I was getting to tell you guys, I was in this lady's live. I ran in there. I didn't have nothing to do, so I seen this lady and she was laying on the bed and it looks like it was a hospital bed. So I went in there and she couldn't barely talk and her hand was cramped up and I was like, what's going on? And people was telling her that they're praying for her and everything. And her husband, I think it was her husband, was on the side of her bed. And so she explained it probably 150 million times. Every time somebody come in the room, like, the chat room, you guys, not her physically hospital room, but she had like 400 people in her live. They would ask, what's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to know what happened. And she didn't have a problem saying, I had spinal operation. She had a tumor or something that they had to remove that was gonna hit her one of her spinal cord bones or something, a spinal cord. And it was like they couldn't give her no kind of no kind of number of how much she will recover. 10%, 20, 100%. What's the odds? They said no odds, but we got to move it or you're going to be paralyzed for life. before it grows anymore. And while we're moving it, there's going to be some damage because it's already touching the spinal cord. Anyway, she was laying up in the bed, and I was just sitting in the room. And, I would always text or something. Yeah, the spinal cord. I would always text something and say, I'm praying for you, and God loves you. And people was like, God is not done with you yet. And was I guess she got shirts that she's selling or something. It's like living is a full-time hustle. Or like living is a full-time hustle. I guess that's what she got. Her slogan on her shirts. Living is a full-time hustle. She said she never thought she would be in this situation. And she was thanking everybody. But it was something about every time when I write something in her room, and I'm telling you, she had 400 people in the room. She would read what I asked. I've never been in this woman's room before, but she was reading it. And so I thought to myself, I said, because she would answer, but other people would write something of the same. So I'm thinking, is she reading mine or is she reading somebody else's? But something told me she was reading mine. So then I wrote in the chat, hey, good morning, Sonia Watts. Said, good morning, Valerie. Good morning to you, Valerie Montgomery. Good morning to you. So I wrote in the chat, I don't know you, but I love you. And she says, and like I said, she can barely talk, so her talking is like, but, so she read it and she's like, I don't know you either, and I love you, so I knew she was reading what I had to say. And reason why I was telling you guys this, whatever the challenges are, and trust me, they're gonna come. If they ain't already here, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't think you're the Lone Ranger. Everybody is going through something. Trust and believe. Everybody's going through something. I haven't ran into one person that just tells me, which, even if they did, I wouldn't believe them, but that they say, oh, life is just great. They just got the faith that it's going to be okay. If you start telling somebody your problems, they'll either try to come up with some kind of advice to help you, which you already know you can't take it, because they don't know the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to vent, but trust and believe, they don't know the whole situation. They don't know it all. I would sit up and listen to people complain. And they say, this person did this, and that person did this, and this person did that, and that person did that, and did. And then you be sitting there like, okay, so what did you do? Oh, I didn't do anything, you know. And there's some cases where you probably didn't do anything. You're too scared to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how I am. I think if I did something, then I know I did it in anger. I definitely didn't do it in love. So you kind of got to pray, pray, and let God handle it. Like I said, you can vent. You can vent all you want. Let God handle that thing. There's a lot of situations, and I'll be the first one to tell you. When I say I'm done, that means, guess what? I'm not going to call. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to ask you what's wrong. I'm not going to, I'm not going to try to win you over with cookies and candy and ice cream or whatever. I say I'm sorry. If I offended you, I say I'm sorry. If you took something the wrong way, I'll say it 2 or 3 times, and then really I'm done. I'm done. And I really mean it. I really mean when I say I'm sorry. I really mean I'm sorry. Some people are not like that. 7 people in the chat, 10 thumbs up. Hey, I like that number. 710, 710, 710. But you guys, we're gonna go, we're all gonna have certain times we're gonna have troubles, and certain times we're gonna be in a happy place. Sometimes you just gotta know what a happy place is for you. Maybe it's just peace, you know? Married women, they angry. They like, oh, this is terrible. This. He's cheating. He's lying. She's cheating. She's lying. She don't clean up. She's partying all the time. She's a drunk. He's on drugs. Da 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 da. He's got a woman, and all these kids, and their kids is beating up my kids, and I don't know if this kid done touched this kid, and then the mama doing something, and the mama-in-law, she's running the house, and it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing. And some people, when they get out of a situation, they be like, I am not running back into a relationship. Oh, y'all can smell all you want. I guarantee you when I go to bed, I got peace. And they love that peace. That's why I tell some people, it's okay. Be happy in your singleness. Enjoy it while you can. Because not all married couples are happy, and not all people that's single are happy. There's single people, they're not happy, too. Sometimes they'll sit back, and they may not do it every day, but if they went on a roller coaster ride to get single, they'd be like, shoot, before I jump back on that train again, you know what, I'm gonna give me some peace and some education, and I just love it like this right now. I'm good. I done had enough. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes married women be like, dang, I just wish I was just, I could just come home and lay down and not have to worry about nobody and nothing else, and nobody's telling me to do this and where I go and what I'm doing and hiding this and secret that and all this other stuff. But, like, it's just crazy, you guys. It's just crazy. If it ain't one, it's the other. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning to you, Marsha. If it ain't one thing, it's another. You know? But you just take one day at a time, and just always remember, you don't have it bad, whatever it is. It is not as bad as you think. Trust and believe. There's a whole bunch of people, billions of people, would love to take your place and let you take theirs. You know what I'm saying? In their bitterness, in their madness, in their singleness, in their marriage, in their relationships, or in their sickness, or in their, family, or just, you know, it is. I'm telling you. It don't matter if you're married or single. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have happy days in your singleness. Then you're going to have lonely days in your singleness. In a marriage, you're going to have happy days in your marriage, and then you're going to have lonely days in your marriage. It's just a revolving door. It just is. I'm finding that out. It's just, you're just never going to be completely like, oh, I'm good. You think? I mean, to be honest with you, you really think that. You thinking, I can find Mr. Right or I can find Mrs. Right or whatever, and we're going to be happy. And as long as they on 100, they give and I give and they take and I take and we put it all together and we make it all work. Shoot. It may work some of the time, not all the time. That's when you want to choke that person. You know what I'm saying? Or just run away. You just want to run away. Can you see an adult woman? That's why there's so many missing people. Adults run away. They do. They run away and they get lost. And then you have silver alerts, and then they be like, oh, my wife would never do this, or my husband would never do this. They go start them a whole new family somewhere else, change the name and everything. They just don't even want to be found. Just leave me alone. I'm just pack up. Some of them don't even pack up. I'm telling you, I've done it one time. I did. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't even pack up nothing. I took my bag, couple clothes, I left the house, the dog, the bills, everything. I left everything. I was just done. So I had, well, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I did ask my job. I had my doctor give them a FMLA sheet so I can take off early. And then I drove to Denver, and I had a girlfriend up there. And the crazy thing about it is, she used to be a model, right? And me and her, we were pretty close. But she was with somebody when I was with somebody or whatever. But anyway, we were really, really close. So she told me that I could come and stay with her or whatever. So when I get up there, and I'm big belly pregnant and everything, you guys. Good morning, Wanda. Good morning to you. Or good rising to you, sister. Or grand rising to you. I got there, and she was happy to see me. I was happy to see her, and everything was well. After about a week or two, because I was gonna stay up there because that's where I'm from. I'm born in Denver, you guys. I wasn't born where I stay at now. I was born in Denver. Actually, not Denver. Denver is the other county. I was actually born in Arapahoe, but the county next to it where the hospital is Denver, but Arapahoe is an Indian reservation. But I told you guys all of that. But anyway, so I get down there, and I'm thinking everything's going to be good. I wasn't going to probably try to come back to this town, and because the guy I was with, he's very well known. He's going to find me. He's going to beat me down. Oh my God, I can just see myself knowing I'm finna get myself in a world of trouble because I shouldn't have left. And I'm pregnant with his child too. Girl, I was asking for some trouble, you know? Like I was a kid. Well, I was a kid. But when I got down there with her, after a couple of weeks, something had to happen, right? Now, this was one of my bestest friends. Now, I wasn't trying to start no trouble, or I wasn't trying to start a fight or anything like that. But somehow, somebody picked up the wrong type of vibes. And I'm a straight person. When I say straight, I'm straight. It, you guys understand what I'm saying? I'm pregnant. I'm straight. You see what I'm saying? So somebody's feelings got hurt, and then it was like, well, you gotta go. I think sometimes when people know you're like in a situation, then they try to put you in a deeper situation. Now, I had to drive all the way back here to good old Kansas, and it just so happened, yeah, they prey on you. So I got here and I stayed in a motel for a couple of days and made some phone calls and boom, bang, the bong. I got myself together and found me a little bitty old house, 1 bedroom house. It was fine. It was just me and the baby that I was gonna have. You know? And when you have kids, really small kids, when you're in a relationship, people take advantage of you. You know? I see why some women stay and and it just gets frustrating. Like you live your life and you see all this stuff and you just be like, oh my goodness, it's just so much. But the sad thing about the whole situation, it seems like if you really look back at your life, and we've got 12 people in this channel right now, you can say, and if I'm right, put a 1 in the chat. You wasted a lot of your time on people that was not worthy of your time. Like you dated them for 5 years and it didn't add up to nothing, or y'all shacked for 2 years and it didn't add up to nothing. And I mean, I think that's what would get a person frustrated more than anything. That you're going into something trying to put everything into it and they're just all over the place. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's what makes you madder than anything else. It's not the point, because I was looking at this court, this marriage where this black man and a black woman, they're married, and they have this court case, and the man was like, I didn't cheat, and she was like, yeah, you did cheat, and then after that she was like, I did some investigation and I found some things on his phone, and then he was like, that was a mistake, and she was like, you said you wanted to screw her, and he was like, I didn't say anything like that, and then finally he confessed it, and he says, yeah, I did, and then she said, and then he bought some roses and some strawberries, some chocolate covered strawberries, and I didn't get this, and I only got 6, and then he bought two sets, and it was picked up, and then I went to the florist people, and they described my husband, and they said he was really nice, and he bought for 2 women, and it was me, which I'm the wife, and then he bought for his mistress. She got 12 dozen of roses, and then after that, then he confessed it that he screwed the girl like twice or whatever, and he was like, I'm not a bad person. Y'all making it sound like I'm a bad person, and I just don't know. I mean, she wasn't doing this, and she wasn't doing that, and she was like, but I love him. He's my husband. He's my hero. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know. They got ready to say hi, and they took forever to say hi. I don't know if you guys seen it. It was on yesterday, and I just thought to myself, I was like, you know, I don't know. And it could be one little thing that tips you over the edge. Just one thing. And it ain't even got to deal with the situation at hand. It's like you could be going down the street and then your car get a flat. And then you just break down. You've been holding it together and all of a sudden you got a flat and you just like, forget it. I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? So I was just looking at this woman and I just thought to myself, I was like, oh my God. She loves him. And after he just said he slept with the woman and took the money and bought her roses and screwed her a couple of times, and he's willing to work it out, and she's like, and I love him. And I'm like, and they're telling her She needs to know her worth. Like, you need to know your worth. And she's like, yeah, right. You're right. And I'm thinking, did you just not hear them say that? And then you sitting there going, but I love him. So I can even tell you guys, I just gave you a cliff note of the whole situation. And I can tell you right now, if they don't be back in that court, I guarantee you it's not going to work. So true. I know all about the breakdowns. I broke down and cried because I couldn't figure out how to put gas in a new car. Girl, yeah, it'd be the stupidest thing that'll break you down. You done went through heck and high water, done put out the fire and saved the cat and done worked 15, 20, 30 hours and your check is short and the money didn't come in and they cutting off this and girl, you just handling it. And then a bee come and sting you on the neck and then you just all over the place. You're like, ah. And then everybody's like looking at you like, it was just a bee. Oh my God. I say that to say what I said at the beginning. I sit and watch a 1-year-old girl fight for her life and have to depend on someone to be there, to be up, and make the right decisions. And here we are with our educated self. And like I said, this woman was in court. Even after he said what he said, and this was not his first time. This was not his first time being caught, you guys. And they had a specialist come in, a professional. Matter of fact, I think she was one of the love coaches that was on Basketball Wives. Talk to this woman and tell her, and everybody was clapping and everything, and she was like, you need to know your worth. You need to know your worth. And everybody was like, yeah. And they was like, more power to the sisters. Yeah, right on. And the first thing came out of that woman's mouth is, he's my hero. I don't want to divorce him. I love him. Now, did that say that she loved herself? Because I did not hear him say he wasn't going to do it again. I did not hear him say he was going to try to make some changes. I did not, I mean, and actions do speak louder than words, but that stuff did not come out of his mouth or whatever. And I just thought to myself, we need to make better decisions. When it comes to other people, we make better decisions. And when it comes to us, and I'm not only speaking to you guys, I'm speaking to myself too, make better decisions when it comes to us. Today is Monday. It's a new week. It's a new day. And all things is going to change. Not one day is like the other day. When you start loving yourself, you got to start somewhere. Or you lost yourself somewhere. Or people make you feel like you nothing or whatever or something. People only treat you the way they treat you because you allow them to. And if you got to lose everything to keep your integrity or your respect, sometimes maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But you got to love yourself. You got to love yourself. Because if you don't, guess what? There's nobody else that will. There's nobody else that will. They'll sit there and be like, yeah, You owe me this, or yeah, you gonna do this, or yeah, yeah, you gonna accept this, yeah. And yeah, one day they all gotta pay for how they treat people. That's true. They can pay here on earth, or they can pay down the road. They gonna pay. But that don't straighten up what you're going through now. So what I'm saying is, every day, love on yourself. Every day. If if you don't like something, work on it. One thing my daughter said yesterday, my daughter came over to the house, and I don't know why she came over, but when she got over here, I was like, I need to learn this and I need to learn that. And it was really all about me. I was trying to find out what was going on with my phone and why I couldn't make this video. And I was really upset about it. And when I say I was upset about it, she taught me 2 or 3 things. And when she left, guess what? I still couldn't get it work the way I wanted to. Matter of fact, my phone said the storage was full, and I don't know why, because I done deleted everything and transferred everything. So now I'm frustrated. But one thing my daughter said, she said, Mama, just film it. Guess what? And I said, what? She said, done is better than perfection. You see how I raised my kids? My daughter said, done is better than perfection. I still didn't get it done because my whole phone just shut down, and I was like, but why me? Now I'm mad at the world, and I don't even know why. But I was just telling you guys, like I said, I'm not preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to myself. I just said, why my phone? But anyway, I never did get it fixed. But I just found out it's not that important. I'm more important than that phone. And I'm going to start loving myself a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you guys are going to do the same thing. Now, I know yesterday, I don't think I came on yesterday, but the day before, I think it was, so today's Monday, so it had to been Saturday. We talked about loving yourself or doing something for yourself or something like that. I think it was doing something for yourself. So these things been my thoughts for like a little while now. So it ain't nothing earth shaking going on, like as far as if it's been going on or whatever. But for some unknown reason, the Lord has been telling me, love on yourself. Love on yourself. And that's what you need to tell everybody else. Love on yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving on yourself. You know, I know you guys, see, I always wanted a new refrigerator and a stove. And it ain't got to be brand spanking new. But I went and got a job. I have to ask nobody for it, to pay on it or anything. I, Matter of fact, I was told we couldn't afford it. I was like, well, okay. But I still want one. And that, and my refrigerator and stove is paid off. And God good. You know what I'm saying? And it made me happy. Those are material things, though, you guys. Don't get it twisted. When I say love on yourself, I mean love on yourself. Like, and like I said, I am speaking to myself likewise. Don't let people just disrespect you. No. You know, I said at the beginning of this year, January the 1st, if anybody was in here when we came on live, I said, everything of the energy that you give me, I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give it back. Remember that same energy. That wasn't a New Year's resolution. That was a promise. Love on yourself, not one day. I've learned something, you guys. I want to tell you guys something so bad. It's it's a it's a way sometimes people get you conditioned. But we'll talk another time because it is very sensitive. You know what I mean? But if you love on yourself, you're going to be okay. Now, I ain't going to say every day going to be beautiful, but I guarantee you, you're gonna be okay. And you ain't got to sit there and say, there's somebody out there that would love you and all that stuff. No, see there? You done jumped out the frying pan into the fire. Now stop it. We ain't thinking about that. What we thinking about is self. You know, some women, some men be like, well, you know, I can't live without one. One got to look at me. Do you know if I drive down the street right now, if me and my husband's in the car, and we pull up next to a car, and there's a woman in the car, she wants to connect eyeball, not with me. She looks at me real quick, but with the man that's in the car. There is a very, the ratio to a woman in the United States, I think is now up to 12 women to one man. I think that's the ratio. Somebody go check it out for me. The last time I checked, I think that's what I seen. But plus, there's a curse that happened way back in Genesis. So women do compete, and they want what you got, or think, hey, you done did half of the work, let me go get in there and get it. Or they lower their standards or whatever. Or, I don't know, you know. I do believe that reasons why relationships fail is because one is a believer, not in all cases, you guys, and one is in sin. Somewhere they're in sin. 97 to 95 males per 100 females. 97, 95. 97 men to 100 females? So you saying there's 3 to 1? Oh, no, it's more. It's way more than 3 to 1. Last time I see it, is that what you're saying? It's 3 to 1? Because that's what that number is when you say 97.95, almost 98 males per 100 females. You saying it's like 3 to 1? It's more than 3 to 1. Come on. You got that off of Google? Okay. Well, I think 50% of them is locked up. Because think about it. Think about it like this. You go to a family gathering. You got all these women. Where's the men? You might have two or three of them. And then they sitting there, I'm going to do the barbecue. I'm going to do the barbecue. I'm going to do the barbecue. And you got all these women. You got all the sides that you need. You got the potato salad. You got the cabbage. You got the green beans. You got the macaroni. You always going to have green bean casserole. Always. And then, you're going to have tater chips. And you're going to have soda pop and ice and cakes and pies and cookies and donuts and me, oh my, oh my, oh my. And then you got 2 or 3 meals. You go to church. You got all the women. And then you got the men running the church. Pretty much. Unless it's a female pastor. But still, you still going to have more. Anywhere you go, you're going to have more females. And it is not nowhere near like 100 to 100 or 97 to 100. You go. She talking about that cornbread. I believe these numbers are off. I looked again, and it doesn't make sense. I know. Let me tell you, anywhere you go, even in schools, in your classrooms, you're going to have 24 females and you're going to have maybe 5 males. It's just not enough males. And everywhere you go when you with that man, them women going to connect eyes with him. And you know why they do that? They do that to say, if he looks, then he's telling me he's available. And if they connect the eyes, and they keep the eyes on there for long, that woman will try you. Do you not know? Let me tell you something, you guys, and I'm finna get off of here. But do you not know? Now, I'm down the street from Kansas City. I was raised in Kansas City. Well, Missouri. Pretty much Missouri's right next to Kansas City. You guys know that in Kansas City you have Kansas City, Kansas, and then you have Kansas City, Missouri, right? So then you have Missouri that's right over the bridge, okay? So don't get it twisted when I say Kansas. When I say Missouri, I'm talking about the Missouri, the state. There's Kansas City. There's a Missouri in Kansas also. You guys understand what I'm saying? Plus, there's a Missouri state, but it's right next to each other. But anyway, that's why sometimes when people say, "Are you from Kansas City, Kansas, or are you Kansas City, Missouri?" They're not talking about Missouri State. They're talking about Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know how that is because Kansas is the state, but they'll say Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know, but that's the way they talk over there. But what I was gonna tell y'all was when I was younger, I think I was like 29 at the time, and a friend of mine's and we went down there to visit some other friends of mine's down there because I told you guys that's where I'm from. And when we got down there, I had told him, I said now when we're gonna go to the mall or something, and we went shopping or something. I said, now if you start staring at these females or something while we're there and everything, and you disrespect me that way, you probably gonna get left down here because I'm not finna fight. I'm not finna fight. And it was really bad. This is when I was 29. So you're talking about 20, almost 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Well, not 30, but 20 years ago. About 20 years ago. And he was like, SP, you, I, I'm from there too, because he was from there. He's from the north side, though. Like I said, I was on the Missouri side. He was on the Kansas City side. Anyway, we got down there, and we did go to the mall, and we were shopping and stuff. And I already had my 2 kids at the time. And he was a little younger than me. I think he was around about 6, 7 years younger than me. So he was like just turning 21. Yeah, I did the thing, you guys. I'll never do it again. Wasted my time. But anyway, some females, there was about 3 or 4 females come walking in. I think we was at the Foot Locker or something. And he must have been looking at him or smiling at him or grinning. Next thing I know, they were hollering at me and, yeah, chick, and I'll take your man and all this other stuff. And I just told him, I said, I told you not to do that. I said, I told you not to do that. And he was like, you finna get laughed. I'm for real, for real. I literally walked out of that Foot Locker. Them girls walked behind us just all the way out the door. Because guess what? I never seen nothing like it before in my life. But I knew because I seen it when I was a kid. I even seen it when I was in Minneapolis. It was like that. I told you guys I was I was in a bar with my daughter's dad. This is before I had my daughter. It's called a Little Teacup. That's where Prince would go down there and play and stuff before he got really famous. And the people next door, because when I came down there, he had already been down there. He sent for me after he got a place and everything. So when I got down there, he had a job set up for me and everything. He had 2 jobs set up for me. And I was like, oh, wow, we're going to do it good. But I didn't realize something. He didn't have a job. Now, what's wrong with that picture? You see what I'm saying? Something's wrong with that picture. But anyway, we went out to this club called the Teacup. And I was told all about it and everything. And then the people next door, he was friends with them. This his dude and his woman. But when we got to the Teacup, he wasn't there with the woman he stayed next door with. He was he took out this other chick. So we're all sitting in this little circle sitting area like a VIP. And Lord and behold, the woman that lives next door, she walks up while we're sitting in this circle sitting area. She didn't ask no questions. She just pulled out her gun and she shot him and she shot her right there in front of us. You want to hear the funny thing about the whole story? He survived. The girl that he took out did not survive. And the girlfriend, she went to jail. In Minneapolis, or Minnesota, whatever, the Twin Cities, they do the same thing as Kansas City do. They do the same thing Kansas City do. You know? And I just don't understand it. You guys remember the young lady named what was her name? Lolita or something. She was a young chick, Danny Danavito or Lolita or whatever, Long Island Lolita and stuff. Sanja, you got it. That's exactly what it was. I didn't want to throw those things in there, but you got it. But Lolita, Rhode Island Lolita or whatever. Remember, she got so jealous. Now, Danny or whatever his name was, he's a married man, and he was fooling around with Lolita. What she do? She goes knock on the woman's door of his wife's door. She opened up the door, and she shoots her in the eye, goes through her ear, and everything else. Almost killed her. You know that woman was still back with that man, and Lolita went to jail. You guys? Yeah. So, I think she's out now. If you think you in a perfect world, you are not. I would tell y'all this story. It is so, so sad, but it's so close to somebody else's story that I know that they would be thinking that I'm talking about them, so I can't tell you this story. Because they'll swear up and down, you told them my story. No, I really wasn't. I wanted to tell them another story, but yours is so close that I won't do it. But, you know, just love on yourself. And you know what? All that energy you got and all that love you got, you know what I'm saying? You know what the Lord tells us to do if we go to someone with our peace and they don't receive it? He tells us to take it back and dust off your feet. Take it with you. Take it with you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not using scriptures to say what I'm saying. I'm just, read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you come in peace, happiness, truth, honesty, respect, and all that, and they not, yeah, they accept it, but they just doing you all kind. Hey, 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 no, okay. I'm just saying, and life will go on, you guys. I'm not telling you to force to do anything. I'm just telling you to look at life. It is not promised tomorrow. So make better decisions. And I'm working on me. Hopefully everybody in here is working on them. Because I believe, I don't care who you are, how many figures you make, what house you got, built, bought, buying, fixing, putting together, or stealing, or whatever. What you driving, 6 wheels, 8 wheels, 18 wheels, or whatever. Whatever it is, you can't take it with you. But your spirit, love on yourself. Love on yourself. I tell people this all the time. I tell them this all the time. They say, okay, but what about the word? What about the scripture? Okay, you're going to follow the 10 Commandments and all this other stuff. And I said, look, it is 1 and 2 of the first 2 commandments. They was like, no, it's not. SP, the first commandment is love thy God with all thy heart. And I'm not making fun of nobody. And I'm like, yeah, and what's the second commandment? The second commandment is love thy neighbor and love thyself. I go, okay, how can you love your neighbor if you don't even know how to love yourself? So it's God, then you, then your neighbor. You better go find it. How you gonna give somebody something you don't even have or don't know how or what? If you don't take care of your kids, how you gonna go take care of somebody else's kid? Huh? You gotta love your kids first, right? You love your kids, right? Then love yourself, right? I'm just saying. People miss it. I ain't telling you nothing new. I know that. Telling you nothing new. Sometimes we just need to be reminded. I remember one thing, and I'm finna get off of here, you guys. I think I told you guys what happened with my mom. I think I told you guys. I told you guys I was in this relationship, and this person told me to don't work. They was gonna pay all the bills, and they did. Give me a car, they did, and hey, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it was for a while, like a year or two. New car, bills paid, didn't have to work, whatever. But whenever they get mad, they take the car, or whenever they get, if you don't do what they want you to do, then, they do this or whatever. So I needed to get my son some medication, and their son was driving around about 18, he's 18 years of age. So every time on the weekends, he'll come and get the car, my car. And so that way, guess what? I couldn't go nowhere on the weekends. So I didn't know where they were at, and I couldn't go nowhere. I was at home. Well, my son has asthma real bad, so he has asthma attack. So I had to go get his medicine. Well, his son came, got the car, and so I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, can you come and get me and take me to the store? And she was like, take yourself to the store. And I was like, I can't because such and such son came and got the car. And she was like, why would they do that? That's a child. Why? You need the car. I mean, you the woman, and da 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 da. Isn't it your car? I'm like, yeah, but they bought it and it's in their name and da 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 da. My mom was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I said, Mom, just could you please come and take me? It's like 3, 4 blocks away. I got 2 toddlers. My son was probably about 2. My daughter was probably about 4 at the time. So I can't take them both with me. One walking, me packing one. Walk. And then he got asthma real bad. By the time we get there, he gonna need that asthma gun or the inhaler, whatever you want to call it. And it was hot, you guys. When I say it was hot, it was one of those hot, hot summer days. It was probably like 105 or 6. And I ain't bit more walked a block. So could you just see me walking about 4 or 5 blocks with some kids? So I told my mom, I said, it's hot out there and this, that, and the other. My mother, I said, Mama, I'm tired. She says, no. She says, you're not tired. She says, but when you get tired, you let me know. And she hung up the phone. You guys, I was hot. I was hotter than catfish grease. You could have cooked an egg on my forehead. I was hot. Man, I was mad. I was mad at my mama. I was like, I need my mama, and she done turned her back on me. No, my mother was teaching me a lesson. You let somebody rule over your life, and now they making decisions for you. You got no worth. They treat you any way they want, and you're letting them. And what she was saying is, and when you get tired of it, and you will, we'll all know, because that's when you'll do something about it. And I did. That very next weekend. And that was the end of that, you guys. We got in a big old squabble. He took the car. I told him to go to HE double hockey stick, never come back again, because I'm not living like this, and this is the way it is. And you know what? I was getting evicted out of the house, and at that point in time, I did not care. I did not care. Okay? It worked out. It worked out. I had to do a little bit of work. I tell people all the time, don't tell me what you won't do for your kids. That's why I don't look at nobody in no kind of way, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys what I had to do. But you know what? I got her done. Got my car fixed, got me a job, paid my bill. I will never put myself in a situation like that ever again. My mother taught me a valuable lesson. Very valuable. Okay? Know your worth. If you putting in and nobody else is putting in, eh, it just, what are you doing? That little girl fight for her life last night, and you're wasting yours. We got to make right decisions. Anyway, you guys, we're going to talk tonight at 5 p.m. Central Time. I'm finna go lay it down. Yeah, it happens for your good. Yeah, it did. It taught me it taught me a lot. And you know what? I never, ever since that situation happened, I've never put myself in a bad situation like that again. Some people be like, this man does this for me, and that man does that for me, and I ain't got to do this, and I ain't got to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You got to have a balance there. You know what I'm saying? Want to say, been there, done that. I agree. Been there. You guys know what I'm talking about. I ain't saying everything gonna be, bushel roses and stuff, and it gotta go your way or go his way or go whatever way the wind blows or something. I'm just saying, if you start loving on yourself, you can't change nobody else. And if they want to act the way they want to act, let it be. Let it be. That's why God gave us free will. When you get out, you feel better and you will shine. You know what? I did. I felt better. I felt so good. That person did not see me until I rised up. When that person seen me again, they didn't know. Because right after that, I had some friends help me. I helped myself. Like I said, I've got friends from 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? And they always going to be my friends. So, you know. And then I got my job back, and then I bought a brand new car, and then that's when all this stuff went down about the houses and building houses and all this other stuff. And then one day, I seen his son, and I stopped and talked to him or something. I was in my car, and I stopped to talk to him, and he was like, yeah, such. And then his girlfriend came to the car, and they had broken my house one time. So I was talking to her, and he was like, da-da-da-da. I did not know that I had some mail in the car, and he had got my address. So one day, it was like the very next day, there was a knock on the door, and there he was. And I opened up the door, and he was like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing here? He was like, I want to see. I just closed the door. I closed the door. No, you will not. No, you will not. Hasta la vista. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, you will not. And I thought to myself, I couldn't think. I was like, how did they find out where I live at and blah, 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 blah. I just couldn't think of it. But it was his son. I got her address. Man, you got to watch what you have in your car. That's why I don't let people get in my car. They get to know all your business. You leaving mail in your car and stuff. People calling you up, hanging up the phone. You answer the phone. They just sitting on the phone. You saying hello. They just want to hear your voice. You guys, I had a bill collector call me and call me by my nickname. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't know if that ever happened to anybody, but that was the first for me. These bill collectors are getting really smart. First, they was calling you by your first name. They don't even. You say hello. They don't say, "May I speak to such and such?" They be like, you say hello. They say, "Wanda," and then they want you to say, "Huh?" Now they call you by your nickname. Say your nickname is Peanut. You say hello. They say Peanut, and you go, "Huh?" I just let you guys know. Okay, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go lay it down. All right, you guys, be good, be safe, love on yourself. God bless you. I'll see you guys at 5. Have a good one.